Bailey has this like drug addiction she wants to talk to us about. She's getting on some crazy nicotine.
Got a little drunky poo. My friend was like, what's one drunk time gonna do? I got drunk the next day, the day after that, and then one more day after that.
Like a drug that powerful, you can do it one time and be fucked. So I did shrooms. I did them back to back though. So back to back days. I was tripping. Yeah. So I started seeing demons. I was talking to my buddy and he decides to start doing the dishes. And he starts like cleaning a knife. Big butcher knife. He's cleaning it like this and he's looking at me, he's smiling while he's doing it.
Oh, hell no.
So I killed my room. No.
Got him. Wrap it up.
Nah, but welcome back to another episode of the Otown Talk. Hopefully Braden over here will join us shortly. We're feeling pretty energized. We've basically been warming up for the last fucking...
We damn near had like 3
yeah,
podcasts.
Basically,
already.
yeah. We had like 3 podcasts to warm up.
Those are some good ones.
We just got to talking. They would have been good. They would have been good. We should just fucking turn the cameras on.
Too much name dropping.
A lot of name dropping.
Would have been hella bleeps.
Yeah.
Some outlandish shit too. There were some outlandish shit being said.
All right, well, thank you for tuning back in. If you've seen us before, and if you're new, well, I hope you stick around. Hope you like the content. Leave a comment if you did like it. Leave a like, all that good stuff. We're just going to hop right on in. Bailey has this like drug addiction she wants to talk to us about.
Oh, yeah.
MDMA, psilocybin,
nicotine.
She's getting on some crazy
crack.
shit. Nicotine. She's back on the
Nick.
Nick.
Hey.
She's back on the Nick.
Dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Listen,
look, you were gonna ask for his vape at some point.
I had a little relapse. Okay, I
A
had
little?
a little.
A little. You man, fuck.
See,
I came here with almost a full pot.
We're the good friends that were keeping her from doing it, but
yeah, but her shitty friends.
Bailey, yeah, go ahead, tell
all
the story.
Her
Yeah,
shitty friends decided.
How did it
all
go down?
I went like a whole month without nothing.
That is solid.
Got
Straight
little drunky poo. My friend was like, what's one drunk time gonna do? And I was like, honestly, you're right. And then I got drunk the next day, and then the day after that, and then one more day after that. And it was a little bit of a bender. You know, Thanksgiving break.
Well, I was just about to say, this is all post-Thanksgiving, so...
It is, yeah. And so that, I mean, that's just what done did it.
Oh, thank the Lord, huh?
What's one drunk night? What's it going to do? Well, lead to more drunk nights and more nicotine hits. And
the thing is, I knew that too. It just, when you're drunk, you just don't think about it like that.
That's true.
You don't think
when
about
you're drunk,
consequences.
that's when you really want to hit it.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
the
Like,
problem.
Cigarette.
You want to hit a lot of things when you're drunk.
This is also very true. There's some things you shouldn't hit.
So a lot of things.
Vince in the face. And,
I don't think that's what we were.
No,
but that is true too. You do get.
You don't want to do that. You don't
tend to get in fights
violent.
when you're drunk.
Yeah.
So I'm sad to announce that.
That's crazy. But you don't have a vape
It's gonna happen
right now,
again.
so
No,
good.
I don't, and I won't get one.
All right. So what about your MDMA addiction?
Okay, first of all, I've never done it. That's probably the one drug that I haven't done that I would do.
Oh, I was just telling him that.
Yeah,
I was literally just telling him that before you got here.
That's the one that you haven't done that you would do.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that shit.
Never?
But why?
Because I don't. It's funny because
like out of the drugs you have done, I feel like that's not that bad.
Right.
No, it's not.
Am I airing you out here?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, not.
Let me know if you need.
No, I'm fucking with you. Nah, it's funny though because the one drug I would and haven't had and would like to try, lean.
See, bro, why would you do that over MDMA though? That's a lot more dangerous.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like they're both just as dangerous. Well, yes.
MDMA only runs the risk. I mean, yes, you can overdose on it, but you'd have to try to overdose on it. But the main risk with the MDMA is people lacing it with shit.
That is true. The fentanyl shit is going crazy.
Yeah, the fentanyl in it. And I think they'd be mixing coke and Molly too. Because MDMA is Molly, correct?
Isn't that like that new drug, Tusi? No, that's with ketamine. Have you guys heard about that?
What
Tusi?
Tusi, the rapper?
No. It's like a new drug. I think it's Molly and ketamine.
Yeah. I think I saw it on the news, actually.
That sounds scary.
If not the news, I saw it on social media.
All right, so MDMA.
So, actually, you were just talking about it being like kind of dangerous for you. So, there were studies that what?
I said that's why it's ironic because you're about to go.
Yeah. Yes. So there's studies done like in the early, I think it was like 60s or 70s or something on MDMA, and it was tested on like lab monkeys, and they said that it I don't know, did something chemically in their brain, and it like ruined their memory and like killed a bunch of brain cells and stuff. But the researchers who ran the experiment, it was actually meth that they gave the monkeys by accident.
Nice.
They retracted whatever the heck.
So they gave them the good shit.
they took back their statement, but the rumors still.
How the fuck do you fuck that up?
Yeah,
as a
that's
scientist?
I'm so happy you asked
MDMA
that.
is not far off from meth. Like
there you go.
they're like similar compounds. I don't know.
But not experiences, correct? I mean, I've never done either.
I've
but-
never done either. Actually, I think it is similar. In high school, I had a group of friends who did Molly, and they got it from some guy, and it turned out later that they had all done meth that night. You, I think, know somebody in that party.
Oh,
You were just on the phone with him earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But it turned out that it was meth. That
Oh
they
damn,
did.
that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy.
I think he was in there.
No, he was.
Yeah,
He was.
you know about that story,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, he told me about it. Mhm.
Yeah, so they were all like not having a great time, and they had done Molly before, and they were like sketching out that somebody was in the bush behind their house.
So it must not be similar experiences then, if they could tell the difference.
I mean, yeah, but they weren't immediately like, "That's not Molly."
As a
They were just like, "Oh, this is not a good match."
former meth doer, no,
You-
I'm just joking.
what?
no.
Oh, that's
Talk about
I'm
crack
just fucking
days.
around. No, yeah, it's hard to say because I've never done any of those.
Just from what I hear MDMA like in high doses can give you mild hallucinations, and it can I mean if you take a lot, it's heavy hallucinations. I was with somebody one time that did a shit ton. They were it was almost like they were on acid. They were tripping so much balls. But I hear mainly it just makes you like it really like makes lights like the visuals are crazy,
Very euphoric.
and like even like the sound is
Auditory
crazy,
hallucinations.
auditory, and it basically just enhances like reality, and it makes
Yeah.
you horny as fuck apparently.
Yeah.
So that's what I've heard.
Is
Now-
ecstasy the same thing?
I was
I always
just gonna
get that. I
ask
always
that.
get that shit
So
confused.
Molly is a concoction.
Right.
MDMA is in Molly, but
Right.
sometimes Coke too, and sometimes this, that, and the other, and they mix it. It's a
see, I'm
concoction.
good on that.
Versus if you just take pure ecstasy, it's just ecstasy.
Mm.
Just MDMA, I guess. I guess
Ecstasy
MDMA
is
is MDMA.
MDMA.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah,
Yeah,
MDMA.
that's what I'm saying. It's like tomato. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, but MDMA is in Molly.
Long term, long time.
No, I know.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
Molly's not ecstasy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Molly, just ecstasy is included in Molly.
Oh,
See what I'm saying?
Yes, got it. Because it's a concoction.
But yeah, so from what I hear, Molly, or no, not Molly, but ecstasy,
MDMA.
it does all that shit. Whereas meth, it seems to just I've heard it causes extreme paranoia,
Mm-hmm.
high energy,
Talk
like
about
you're
dialed. Yeah, that shit.
like you're cracked
Yeah,
out
fucking
type
wired,
shit.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean that's all I've really heard about. I think you can hallucinate a little bit off meth though too.
Probably.
Couldn't tell you, my boy.
Or no, maybe it's not hallucinations.
Only
maybe
one way to
just
find out.
I think it's just extreme paranoia that leads you
Stay
to
tuned
like
for the next cast.
that leads you to like have like different conclusions on like small events.
Oh, like delusions.
delusions. Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, that's the word. Good word.
Thank you.
Perfect word. It's
It
correct.
is.
That was indeed the word.
So MDMA just became legal in Australia for some, not all, like you have to have a special license and special diagnoses and whatever, but for therapeutic treatment.
Like mental illness.
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
What?
So
PTSD. Shit
yeah, it's
like
really
that.
good for people with PTSD, and it was talking about
Well, euphoria.
yeah, and like over long they did a study,
Yeah, like
and it was
something depression.
once a month, people with PTSD, like in this trial, they would spend 8 hours in one day with a therapist doing MDMA for the whole time. And
What a
a
day.
good amount of them, I don't remember the statistic, but a good amount of them reported great return from it. There was even this guy, he was a white supremacist, and
No,
he
fucking
left the
way.
trial and he was like, I have to do something. Like he wrote a note. He was like, I know now what I have to do. Like, thank you. And they were all like, the researchers were really scared. They were like, oh my gosh. He was like, Google my name. And that's how they found out he was a white supremacist. And he left
I think I know
and
what
came
you're
back.
talking about.
And it's on the Science Versus podcast that I always talk about.
Huh.
That's where I learned all this from.
Huh.
And he came back and he was like, I like the thing that I found out that I need to do now is like love everyone. He was like,
Well, no
love is
fucking
the
shit.
answer. Like, I don't need to waste my time like worrying about someone's race. And I was
It
just
kind of
like,
makes sense. Like,
everybody should do this. Well, all the haters.
I am curious to
anyways.
do it just because I feel like
Oh my
partying
god,
on that,
that's so fucking funny.
partying on that shit.
God damn, what the fuck?
Partying on that shit has to be crazy.
Absolutely.
Like from I've only seen it in movies, but they like try to give you an idea of like,
Looks like a good
what it
time.
looks like and shit,
Looks like a
and
good
what it sounds like through the movie.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, that looks kind of fun. It looks like acid minus the, you know what I
That's the
mean?
super like fucking like spaced out part.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you're
yeah.
still like there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what do you guys think about it being legal for like therapeutic treatment, though?
I like it.
I like it
Let's
too.
try new shit.
See,
They're already doing it with psilocybin. So I mean, why
Yeah.
not? They do it with DMT
Let's
apparently.
dive into that. No, they don't do it with DMT. That was a research study. That wasn't.
Would you participate in one of those, like a trial?
So I'm so happy you said that because that's where I wanted to go with this. Where the fuck are they finding the people to like test this shit out?
Fucking, they put an ad out there and they say,
Oh,
yo,
they're
sign up.
everywhere. I would do it.
Y'all talking about? Well, now after this podcast, I'm gonna see it everywhere. But I've never once in my entire.
Well, that's because you don't listen to the
Life
radio or watch like regular TV.
You might be onto something.
Yeah, you're always on Apple
Might be.
Music or some shit, and
It's
you're
just-
always
it's
streaming
true.
and shit.
Also,
It's
these
true.
it's a lot
It's true.
harder to do these kinds of trials now because of
It's on the radio all the time.
like because everything's illegal. Like in the
That's
early
crazy.
like 60s and 70s,
But
it was
for-
a lot easier to do these kinds of trials because
Oh.
it wasn't illegal yet.
But for science, you can do illegal shit. You just have to get it cleared through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh, I was about to say,
harder.
that's what I'm telling
Probably
the
takes
cops.
time.
Yeah,
It takes time.
and resources that a lot of people don't have.
Cop pulls me over drunk, bro. It's science.
But yeah, I don't know
Diet
fully how I feel.
rules.
I don't know fully how I feel about it, just because I just don't really like the drug industry in general.
Mm.
As I hit this drug, but I mean, like aside from like the basic drugs that don't seem to like have too crazy negative benefits as long as they're not abused, like alcohol, weed, not nicotine, just alcohol and weed. Those seem to like they don't have crazy negative side effects as long as you don't abuse them. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So, I'm cool with those, but I mean, kind of piggybacking onto the psilocybin shit,
Mm.
like a drug that powerful, you can do it one time and be fucked. Like how, I don't know if, did I ever tell this story on the pod?
I don't think so.
No?
The
Shit.
fucked you up.
Okay, yeah. I'll try to make it brief because it's a long story. Like it's a year of my life essentially.
Is this the one where you thought your roommate was trying to kill you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I killed my roommate. No.
Got him. Wrap it up.
Nah, but so I did shrooms and I did them twice. I did them back to back though, so back to back days. First day it was liquid psilocybin, so it was just pure psilocybin. It wasn't
Balls
like
to
I
the
was
wall.
eating shrooms. I was like using a dripper.
Mm-hmm.
And so first day he said it was like 12 grams worth. Like it'd be like eating 12 shrooms if I drank the whole fucking thing. So I'm like, okay, I'll do a quarter of it. And that'll be like doing 3 grams of shrooms, right?
Right.
And so I mix it with my DC. Shout out
Shout out
DC.
DC. Always.
And I mix it with my DC, and I just feel high as fuck. Like at that time, I was a big time stoner. I was smoking a lot of weed, so I just felt like I was high. Like I was really high, but I didn't have like any crazy visuals, nothing like that. So the next day, I was like, well, 3 barely did shit. I just felt high, so I'm just gonna do the rest. And I just dumped the whole thing in my DC. Another DC. It was a DC. Again, I dumped the whole thing in my DC. And so that would be the equivalent of 9 grams of shrooms, I guess. But I feel like he was capping a little because 3 grams of shroom, from what I hear, fucks you up
Yeah,
more.
for sure.
So I feel like it was probably more like 6 grams if we broke it down like realistically.
Probably.
So, because it was definitely more than what I hear people have on 3, you know? So I'd call it 5-6 grams.
Yeah, you knew you
worth.
had a pretty heavy.
I was
dose.
tripping. Yeah. So I started seeing demons and shit like that. And like they're coming out the walls and
I
there's
think that was
chains.
just a mirror.
There's no, I was looking at a wall and there's chains
So
wrapped
you thought-
around their neck, like trying to hold them in the wall, and they're like trying to come out. And like it was funny because I wasn't even tripping about it. Well, I was tripping, but I wasn't like tripping about it. I was talking to my buddy. I'm like, yo, that shit looks like some fucking demons in the wall, bro. Like I thought it was kind of cool at this point. I guess I had just gotten visuals. I hadn't gotten gooked yet. You know how like they're kind of 2 separate vibes. So I'm not gooked yet. Like I'm still in my sane state.
Yeah.
But like I see crazy shit. And then we walk back, like he starts gooking once I said that. Like he starts being like, yo, don't say shit like that, bro. What the fuck? And I'm like, what? It's cool, bro. Like,
I would not be cool if somebody
Yeah,
said
if you
that
were
to
like,
me
dude,
while I'm
you got a
tripping.
demon over there, man. He's fucking he's wrapped up with the chain right now, bro. You wouldn't fucking believe it.
Well,
man.
dude, at
Like,
the
hell
time, at the
nah.
time I was big stoner and like I like tripping too. So like I was like, I just like was enjoying the experience type vibe. because at that time I wasn't gooked yet, so I still had a grip on reality. It ain't that funny.
It's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, gook. But I still had a grip on reality. You know what I'm saying? So like I was able to be like, oh, it's just drugs. Like, cool. Now he was like, he started gooking. So he was like, yo, let's go back to the apartment. Fuck this. You just like ruined this for me. I was like, damn. So we go back to the apartment and now gook starts to hit. I start to get gooked and we're chilling. And keep in mind, I had tripped before. So before the first time I did shrooms, I had done acid once. That was a sick trip though. I really enjoyed the acid trip. And so like it's not like I was brand new to tripping. I wasn't like a seasoned tripper, but like I had tripped before. Like I had an idea of what this shit's supposed to be like. You know what I mean? So we're chilling, we're watching Birdman. And I had never seen this movie. And apparently it's a really trippy movie. I didn't get very far into it because we're watching it and I start having like crazy deja vu. I'm like, yo, like I know everything that's gonna happen in this movie. And I'd never seen it. But like, and I didn't know everything. Like it was like I would try. Like everything felt familiar, and then I would try to like say to myself, I wasn't letting anyone know. Like even though I was losing my mind, I was like keeping my cool. Like I was just watching TV in my head. I'm losing my shit.
Yeah.
Wait, did you know that deja vu is actually like a phenomenon that happens in your brain? Like it's not like a random whoa. It's like while your eyes are processing, it's
it's slower. Yeah.
So it's probably
that's actually a theory. That's not guaranteed fact. And I know that because at that time I saw that theory. No, I'm telling you.
No.
That is funny the way you said that.
It's not a fact. I just don't.
Okay,
I don't want to put it out there like that's a fact. We still don't really know the whole phenomenon. On that's just one of the theories of.
So it was
how
probably that you were on drugs. That's why that was.
Definitely. No, definitely. Yeah, no, for sure. But at this time, like I said, I'm gooked. I don't have a grip on reality anymore. I'm now just fully immersed in the trip.
Right.
And I'm seeing crazy shit, and I'm watching this. And I start to panic a little because like everything feels like I've seen it before, but I can't guess what's coming next. So I can't confirm that I've seen it before. So it's driving me crazy. I'm like, why does everything feel familiar? But I can't predict it. Like if I had seen it before, I should be able to predict the next thing. Right. And so I just tell my roommate, I'm like, yo, turn that shit off. Like I can't watch this right now. It's like, yo, if we got to walk away from the spot because I said something, you got to turn this shit the fuck off.
Yeah, seriously.
And then, so he was cool about it though. He turned it off. And then shit went real south real quick. So we get out. I'm like, yeah, let's just fucking, I don't know. Let's go in the living room, maybe play like fucking Mario Kart or some shit. And we go out there and he decides to start doing the dishes. I'm like, this isn't what I wanted to do on the trip. So he starts doing the dishes and his dog is doing this thing. and I'm having the deja vu watching the dog. I'm like, hasn't that dog already done that like 6 times? I'm like, I swear this dog has already done that. Like why does it keep doing it? Like
what was it doing?
It probably only happened once, but it felt like it happened like 7 times. It would go to the cage and then it would come up to me like it just saw me. Like it was the first time it'd seen me. Like, oh hey, you know what I mean? And
it was trying to trip you out. Yeah,
well, no, but I think my deja vu ass mind at the time was like everything felt familiar. Like I started looking around. I'm like, I've done this exact thing. Like everything.
Yeah, it felt like
was pure deja vu. Everything. So then I look over at my roommate, and we didn't really get along great. I didn't like him like at all.
You tripped on mushrooms with him.
Yeah, because me and him were like one of those like friends where like some days we were cool, but most days not really. You know what I mean? And we were roommates, so we did a lot of shit together, even though we didn't really like each other that much. So
like a forced friendship.
Kinda, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
He apparently liked me a lot more than I thought though, because when I moved out, he's like, bro, like hit me up, like, oh my God. And then he started texting me and shit after I left and shit. I'm like, bro, did you really think we were good friends? I'm sorry, I didn't really fuck with the kid much. I mean, I didn't think I made it like not clear that I didn't fuck with him much.
All right, true.
Like,
people aren't good at picking up on those.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't trying to give him.
That is factual as fuck.
I definitely wasn't trying to give him the vibe that like I hated him or anything, because I didn't like hate him, and also I had to live with him.
Right.
So I definitely wasn't being like a prick to him all the time, but I definitely like would try to keep my distance most of the time. Like I'd stay in my room, or like if he was in the living room, I probably wasn't. You know what I mean? And then when I would be in the living room and he would come out, it'd be like,
oh, what's up, you fuck? Like.
So the only time we really enjoyed each other's presence is if like we were what's it called when you have a blunt and they have a blunt?
Smoking?
No, but like there's a word
Smoke
for
session.
No.
Yeah.
Fucking like, okay, we have one blunt. I have a half gram. You have a half gram. We matching. Matching. Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
It's been a while, man.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
while.
So that was the only
Back in
time
the
like
old
we
days.
really like
testing my shit. I was like,
that was the only time we really like kicked it was like we were matching.
Gotcha.
And I guess in this case we were doing shrooms. So he starts doing the dishes and I look over at him. I'm having this freak out panic attack and I look over, but I'm still keeping my cool. Like outside, I'm still just chilling, but my brain's going crazy. And I look over at him and he's doing dishes and he starts like cleaning a knife. Big ass butcher knife, like the one that's like this, like it's damn near like a fucking sword type shit. And he's cleaning it like this and he's looking at me, he's smiling while he's doing it.
Oh hell no!
And like,
Imagine it was actually a butter knife.
no, it was it was definitely I could tell what kind.
And it was at this moment when Vince killed his roommate.
Well, that's where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
So I said I was gonna make this short. I did not make it short, but
Right.
but
Not on the slightest.
so I just told him I started to think like, yo, is he gonna kill me? I started thinking like, cause the deja vu thing hit me and I went full Groundhog Day mode. I'm like, he's gonna kill me. And I keep reliving this day over and over again because he kills me.
Oh heck no!
And then I come back and I have to get through this day to like stay alive, like to like just continue on. Otherwise I'm gonna keep that's why the deja vu is happening. Like I'm putting and because I'm gooked out, it makes sense to me. I'm like, yes, I solved it. I know what's happening. And so he's fucking bro, and he's cleaning this knife for a minute. I mean, keep in mind he's on drugs too, so he's probably fucking out of his mind cleaning that knife.
In his mind, he's probably like, Vince probably thinks I'm about to kill him right now.
No, in his mind, it's probably the bubbles on the knife. He's just mesmerized.
Oh yeah, he's just like, holy
you know,
yeah.
exactly.
Meanwhile, Vince over here like, oh my god, this motherfucker's about to fucking kill me.
Yeah.
I need to kill him first.
Yeah,
So,
literally.
and keep in mind, I haven't given a sign yet that I'm gooking out aside from turn off that show.
No, you're just.
And
flying
even when I told him
low-key.
to turn off the show, I like was chill. I'm like, yo, I don't want to watch this right now. Like that's how I said it. I didn't like even be like, yo, I'm freaking out. I was like, yo, just turn it off. I don't want to watch this. So
God, I feel like I'm tripping with you right now.
I know.
Christ.
so so at this point I just look at him and I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed. And he's like, what?
Oh, you're not.
He's like, we're what do you mean? Like we're tripping. Like what? There's no way you could fall asleep right now. And he's still holding the knife, by the way, as he's talking to me. Like, put it down.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're having a like we're having a conversation here, and he's just still
so
holding
funny.
this knife
Like,
and
it's
sponge.
tripping
He's got
right
the
now.
sponge and the knife.
Oh
And
my god.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just not feeling too hot. Like, I'm gonna go to bed. Keep my I'm fucking gooked out. I'm probably looking at my this. I'm like, yo. And so I'm just like, and like he tries to persuade me. I'm like, I'm going to bed. Like that's what I'm saying. This guy was annoying as fuck. Like, bro, if I'm telling you I'm going to bed in the middle of a trip, I'm probably not having a good time. Let me fucking go.
I might need to lay down for a little bit.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, whatever.
But
And I'm like,
hey,
fuck
bummed
you.
as shit.
Yeah. So I go in and my girlfriend at the time was there, and I'm laying with her, and I'm like, now I can like let it out type shit. I mean, I'm not saying anything to her, like as far as like explaining my situation.
Yeah.
I'm just telling her like, yo, I'm freaking out.
Yeah,
So, like, I'm
You
just
need that.
laying.
Yeah, you need that.
I was laying with her. TV's not even on. I said, don't even turn TV on. I don't want anything. Lights off. It's fucking nothing time. And I close the door. I lock it and I put a chair up to it because I thought the fucker was gonna kill me. So then I'm laying there in the bed, and like I said, I didn't explain anything of this to my girlfriend. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe I have to kill him first. Like maybe that's the only way I get out of this. Like clearly, if I keep living this day over and over again, like I've probably made all the same decisions up to this point. This is the exact same scenario I've done every single day.
I put the chair under the door.
So like, I literally started contemplating killing him, like, which is crazy. And so obviously I didn't. He's still alive. Shout out. You know who you are. If you're watching this, you probably know it. But
For all those
After you just said
watching,
you don't like him.
Vince is not.
yeah, I don't care. I mean, I think at this point it's not a secret because he hit me up multiple times after I left college, and I left him on red. It wasn't even like I said, like gave him some bullshit excuse. I wanted him to know, like, I'm not fucking with you. I wasn't trying to play a game with him. So I just like
Boy turned his
read receipts on. Well, it was all Snapchat. He would hit me up on Snap.
Oh,
so
Snapchat's automatic.
I would let him just see the fucking open
Right,
thing or
right,
whatever.
right.
And he still tried a couple times, but eventually he quit. So I assume he knows.
Oh, fucked up.
But
Yeah.
but anyway, so we're now that led.
We're gonna kill him.
So I
but-
didn't kill him. I managed to, you know, get past the trip. I just waited out in the room for the rest of the time. I didn't leave the fucking room. I was just locked in that dark ass room and just tripping sack. And it was funny. Once I got over the peak, it was actually kind of a cool trip. Being in black like that, like I saw like green.
Well, also
everywhere
not
and
worrying
shit.
about someone about to take your fucking
that
life.
too,
That kind
yeah.
of helps.
Well, once I got over the peak and I was like chilling, I was like looking around the room. And I remember like everything was like green and shit. It was cool. But so it was like almost like a euphoric feeling once the green hit. Like green is like good. You know what I mean? So like I think that was my like mental process of being like, you're okay now. Everything's green. You know what I mean? So next day, wake up, and this is actually why I quit smoking pot. Was because every time I would smoke pot, because I was really high while I was on the shrooms too. So I think a PTSD effect happened. So it would trigger like those same emotions. So I would smoke pot and I'd feel like I was tripping ball sack again. So that's why I quit smoking pot. And it affected me for like a year. Even when I was sober, I would get like anxious and I would doubt things that I saw. I would think like I saw something that wasn't really there. Like one example that really sticks out to me is there was a vulture in my backyard. This was in DeBerry. Vultures are really common over there. There was a vulture in my backyard, and I look at it. I'm like, damn, that's a big ass vulture. And then I keep walking. I walk into my garage, and I'm like, did I actually see that? Like it hit me. Like the anxiety hit me. I'm like, was there actually a vulture there, or is my mind fucked? And this is months later because I had tripped in like maybe not December, like January, February. Somewhere between December and February is when I did this trip. And I was already back home from college. So this is like May, June. You know what I mean? And so months later, and I walk in the garage, I walk back out, and the vulture's gone. Now, it was definitely there, but my crazed mind, it definitely was.
It was a hawk.
But my crazed mind at the time,
It was a hummingbird.
yeah. My crazed mind at the time, like justified it as I didn't actually see that. Like it probably just flew the fuck away. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
like, it wasn't like I ran back to catch it real quick. It was like I got kind of in my house and I was like, wait a second. I walked back out. I wasn't like, I gotta catch this bird. So it probably just flew the fuck away.
Is that like one of those rare vultures?
You keep telling yourself that, Vince.
But there's even
That's
more
crazy.
There's even more stories that I don't even want to like get into on the pod. Because they're like really deep rooted shit that I would like think about and shit. But yeah, I mean, like there were times I was laying in bed and I was like falling asleep and I would just hear screaming in my ear. Like it sounded like, it literally sounded like someone was holding my ear and just like literally screaming in my ear. It was like always a woman screaming. And yeah, and this was like, I was months sober. I hadn't done a drug in months. I hadn't done anything in months.
How many times did that happen?
That specific screaming?
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of my head, I would say at least 3.
That is
It was a lot of
terrifying.
times. Yeah. And I was so, I got
be possessed.
I got used to
Yeah.
it. I got used to it. Like that shit would happen. I would just open my eyes and be like, I'm good. You know, I would literally,
paralysis.
no, I wasn't sleep paralysis because I wasn't like asleep. Like you get sleep paralysis when you go to sleep and then you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't move.
Right.
This was like I was able to move. Like, I would just open my eyes, see nobody's there screaming in my ear and then go back. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Your
that's
room might have been
terrifying.
haunted.
And I wouldn't
Yeah.
be fully asleep.
Sounds like it.
And I wouldn't be fully
Is
asleep.
this the room you're in now?
No.
Yeah, your shit was haunted.
But I wouldn't be fully asleep. I was just I was like going to sleep. You know what I mean? I was starting to fall
Like
asleep.
lucid, like half awake. half
Yeah,
asleep.
yeah. So it wasn't
Dude,
like I was
that's
dreaming.
Wild as fuck though. That would freak me the fuck.
Yeah, and
Oh, hell no.
there's a lot of other.
I don't
shit.
even know how you would sleep after that. I'd be fucking up and out. And I'd be like, all right, start my.
Well, the
fucking
first
day.
time it definitely really freaked me out.
Like, it's 3 a.m. I guess I'm clocked in.
No, this would be at like midday. Like I'd be like taking a nap at like 5 p.m. I remember the time that I'm thinking of vividly right now is like midday. The sun was.
You might
still
have
up.
just set like your alarm sound to like.
No,
something
my
like
phone
that.
didn't go off. I know what happened.
No, I'm just pulling your leg.
And there was a lot of other shit. I was very delusional about things. I'd make up a lot of scenarios in my head and be convinced they're real. I actually didn't even, this is personal, but whatever. I didn't even want to have sex for a while because sex kind of like grossed me out because I looked at it very alien-esquely. I looked at it as if like I wasn't a human. I would like think of sex and look at sex as if it was like foreign and weird and like I tried to look at it as like being.
I've been looking at him for a really long time.
I tried to look at it in a way that was like I was, or not tried to. It's just what happened. I would look at sex like I was an alien. Like I'd imagine being an alien and seeing humans fucking and being like, "What the fuck are they doing?" I shit, you know.
yeah, aliens definitely fuck a different way.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Do
But
they even?
do you see what if they even fuck? Yeah, that's the thing.
They're
You never even know.
asexual.
Well, you never know.
Oh.
But
It's just, you like that?
Good.
but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
no, I do.
it made like sex hard, and I had a girlfriend. We weren't fucking very often. because I literally was never in the mood. I was like, fuck. Like, and I almost wanted to break up with her a couple times because I wasn't into anything at that point. I was like complete asexual. And
That's wild.
so
That is crazy.
alien.
now
Alienated.
that was like an on and off thing.
Sorry, I want to.
That was like an on and off thing. It wasn't like a straight couple months of me not wanting to fuck. It'd be
okay.
like for a couple days, I would like be in a weird spot where like sex was like weird, and then like it would go away, yada yada yada. And I would say it took about like a full year for me to get over all my PTSD like symptoms. So,
Do you think it would come back if you started smoking pot now?
well, every now and then when I do smoke, like if I'm drunk and someone offers it to me,
Typically me.
I have more bad highs than I have good ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a few good ones since I quit, but I would say
Also typically with me.
like 8 out of 10 times are bad highs.
Right, like you just feel
Yeah.
paranoid or
Yeah, but
anxious.
it's not like it used to be. It's not like, well, sometimes actually. I got really high one time with my ex, and I remember like gooking out. And this was like years after the trip. This was my last.
You're probably
ex.
smoking some good ass pack.
Mhm.
Tell you
Nah,
what.
it
I'll
was
tell
just,
you what, man.
it was just paranoia and shit. But yeah, so I say
Gelato?
all of that to say, bringing it back to the original question.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now that the podcast is
That was a
over,
good story. Yeah, I was about
yeah,
to say,
it was
all
a
right.
good story. I think
No,
I
that
think
was
it
great.
probably entertained
That
people.
was great. Well,
But,
I hope it did.
But to bring it back,
Yes.
yeah, that's why I'm a little hesitant on like them using hard drugs like that for experimental purposes, because or not experimental but medicinal. Like I get it if you want to experiment with things, but you better have a goddamn conclusive answer
Right.
before you start giving it to people, because hard drugs like that, like I said, I did it. This was my second time ever doing it, and really my first time ever actually tripping on the shit.
Right.
And I lost my mind for a year. I was in a
Well,
bad spot
okay,
for a year.
but you also did roughly 6 grams of
I
mushrooms.
did a lot.
No doctor is
Yeah.
going to prescribe that. Like for one,
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
probably
was
going to be
gonna
like a
say.
one-time use, and like you probably have to check in before. I don't know any of the regulations, but they're
That's
not going to
true.
give you a substantial amount to make you lose your mind like that. Now, granted,
what I
it
was
could
gonna say.
happen regardless. Like
It'd be in a
If you-
controlled environment too, where like you said, yeah, they're gonna give you like like an actual medical dose that they deem.
yeah, and you might
Yeah.
have to do it in the
Appropriate.
comfort of a therapy office.
That's true.
Oh, they'll do a
Therapist
shaman,
office.
or I don't know if that's the right.
But isn't
word. I
ecstasy
think it
kind of
is.
just like you
Yeah.
take how much you get type deal? Like it's not like
on the
can-
streets.
Oh,
Sure.
so you can
on the
like,
streets, you take.
but
how
isn't the
much you
pill
get.
like a certain
Well-
size and shit? Like
Yeah, but how do you
No,
really
but if you're in a
think
facility where they have
Meth
it,
head-
meth heads are like
smaller
regulating
pills?
that? They're like with their beakers and their
true. Yeah.
what the
what are
drug
those?
dealers?
The pipets.
I mean, some of
Pipets?
them. I mean, some of them might be.
No, they're definitely cracked down. They're like, oh, is that baking soda? Is that crack?
Yeah, true.
Let's see.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a fair argument. So that just derailed my entire giant story that I used to like preemptively.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up because I wanted to ask what your opinions are on like decriminalizing.
decriminalizing
Oh.
drugs.
Oh yeah, like all the scheduled drugs, like in places like Toronto or what did you say, Ohio,
Oregon.
Utah,
At
Oregon.
least if I'm not mistaken, I
See,
think it's
that-
all decriminalized in Oregon.
This one is hard for me because I really like the government letting us do whatever the fuck we want. I really like the idea of that, but I also understand the dangers of letting us do whatever the fuck we want.
Mhm.
So it is a tough one for me. I'm going to lean towards the side of decriminalizing it just to end the war on drugs.
Yeah.
And like a lot less people going to jail for just doing what they want. I feel like that's good. But I feel like a lot of people that are asking the government to like decriminalize or legalize everything don't understand how easy it is to get addicted to something.
Mhm.
Because Coke, for example, bro, you're going to go to the store. Like, bro, if you could go to the store and get Coke, do you know how many
Oh,
more
what?
Coke heads there would be?
Man, we'd be teed up.
The whole reason
Hell
that
yeah.
everyone's not addicted
I'm
to
getting the
Coke,
fast
it's because
pass.
it's hard to get.
Right.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
It's expensive as
It's
heck.
expensive as
Well,
fuck,
yeah,
and it's pretty hard to
absolutely.
get. You know what I mean? You got to
Absolutely.
find a dealer. You got to trust the dealer. Da 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 da. And it's not like weed, where like everybody's selling weed.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't think motherfuckers that are out here like, yo, like the amount of people that also would let curiosity get the better of them in that point, if it was that simple.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh, for
I've never
sure.
done Coke, but I've definitely thought about doing it and been tempted. And if I was drunk enough and people brought up Coke and I knew it was in the fucking 7-Eleven down the road, I probably would have been like, fuck it, let's go get some fucking Coke. You know what I mean? So
If they're regulating it though, it's definitely not going to be like the same type of drugs though that you.
no, it'll be just as powerful if it's cocaine. What it won't be is it
Well,
won't be laced
if
with
it's
fentanyl
cocaine.
and shit.
Well, this is true.
So it'll be safer in that regard,
like
which is another
7-Eleven
bonus.
is selling it.
I feel like some people would be like scared to do that though. You don't think?
Some
Like, you
people are
see-
scared
if
to
you
do it
see-
while it's
if you see-
illegal. But
Well, I mean, yeah.
Wait. But if they decriminalize cocaine, it's not coming from the pharmacy.
Oh, yeah, it's not
It's
recreational.
still not coming from
Yeah,
the
it'd be
pharmacy. It's still
recreational.
going to be on the streets.
it'd be recreational.
Well, at the end of the
But
day,
oh,
is there gonna be, like-
decriminalized.
is there gonna
I was
be,
talking
like, a
about
cocaine
legalized.
oh no.
yeah,
no,
if it was legalized, yeah.
I don't think you should legalize all the drugs. Fuck no.
If it was
At the end of the
legalized,
day,
for
too,
sure.
bro, people are gonna get
Just like
fucking
weed.
drugs. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's why, like,
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot less people get them because it's hard to get.
I mean,
For sure. I'm telling you, as someone that's never done coke, if I could get it at 7-Eleven, I would have done it a million times by now.
yeah, you can.
You can't get
You'd be
coke at
surprised.
7-Eleven?
You'd be surprised. Well, obviously
And
not from
behind
behind the
7-Eleven.
counter. Yeah, not from
But that's what I'm
behind the
saying. If it
counter.
was legal, like if it
Yeah,
was
if it was
legal, I would have done it a
legalized.
long time ago.
Oh, well, I mean, I think a lot of yeah.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people would have.
Probably.
So the'd be a lot more people addicted to the shit.
if it was
Right.
legalized.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
that's
that
why.
don't do it purely because it's illegal,
But
and that makes them
decriminalizing
scared of
and
it.
legalizing
If
is
it
different.
if it's legal, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But if it's legal, you're not gonna be scared of it anymore.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It almost makes it feel safer. You know it's regulated. You know there's no fentanyl in it.
Actually, that's
Mhm.
true.
You know you're like well, I don't
They
got to worry
probably-
about getting
They
shot.
probably tax the ever living shit out
Oh,
of you. though.
God.
Oh, for
You think
sure.
if it's expensive now, man.
For sure, it wouldn't be cheap.
Yeah, no,
Because
absolutely.
even
fuck
when
not.
buying weed legally, like there's no deals. It's like
no, yeah,
an eighth is like
Even the deals
35
that they-
minimum.
yeah, even the deals that they give you, it's like, bro,
It's
come to where I go. You get a good deal.
come behind the dumpster over
I'm
there.
just that's what I'm saying. That's
But
what I'm saying.
decriminalizing it, I guess, is a different story.
I don't
So-
know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people, and that's what that goes to my point. Like people are gonna get the drugs regardless. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so like, I mean, fucking, if they want to do it, shit, fuck it, let them do it.
Yeah.
See,
More opportunity for me to get whatever.
But they
the fuck
still
else
make
I
it
want.
illegal to be sold even when it's decriminalized, which is interesting.
They still make. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
just
yeah,
not
yeah.
to possess
Because
it.
they still don't want you to get
Up
it.
to a
but,
certain
like, they're not
quantity.
gonna like. I mean, I think we have other things to worry about or better. Like, I mean, I don't fucking know. I'd rather put like. I mean, this may sound kind of bad, but I mean, I think I'm trying to think of the words. The essays, the R's. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you guys can put that one together, I don't want us to get demonetized, but those
Oh, yeah,
people,
yep.
the ones that, yeah, like
I know what you're saying.
not anything. It's not racial. It's
I
not
thought you were
fucking
saying,
racial.
like,
No,
essay.
it's not
Essay
racial.
essay is fine.
Don't fucking try
Just say
it. No.
essay. They know what essay means.
No, I was talking about R because that's not.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean?
Graping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like those people.
Grapes.
Yes. Those. Let's. If someone wants to buy a bag of Coke, man, like,
Sure.
you know what? Fine them. $300 more, and let's call it a fucking night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I'm down with decriminalization, I guess.
I don't think it's
I
bad.
don't
That's kind of
think-
fucked up.
I don't think it should be. Because
Really?
Yeah, it's because
The
it's
way
like
you
a
were
snowball
debating me
effect.
there.
It's a snowball effect. I
So
think-
eventually it'll be legal
Well,
type deal.
with everything,
No.
there's- yeah.
It's not the principle. It's not like I don't think you should be able to buy cocaine because it's cocaine. Like whatever. Do what you got to do. Which is why I think it's fine how it is. You know what I mean? Like unless
Yeah.
you're being dumb with it, unless you're being stupid and reckless.
Well, the problem is
You're not gonna get
fentanyl and
caught.
shit.
Well, yeah, but that's
lacing
also
it.
a risk
That's a
you're
bad-
taking.
Well, yeah, I guess even if it was decriminalized,
You
it
should
still
be-
would be fentanyl.
Take that risk.
Yeah.
Go ahead if you want to
So,
pollute your body.
so
anyways.
what's the
So-
snowball effect?
Because it just it leads to so much crime, so much homeless population. Like the cities that I've seen this happen in, they're destroyed. Like it's
Really?
it's disgusting. No, I don't care about offending anybody, but yeah, it's disgusting. There's homeless people everywhere. Everybody's just cracked out all the time. The crime rates are insane. And
Where
sure,
is it
they're not
decriminalized?
going-
Oregon?
If I'm not mistaken, it's Oregon. They have I think they decriminalized,
Everything.
if not a lot. Like, I mean, a lot.
I'm pretty sure it's all of it.
Yeah, a lot.
I know in Toronto.
But I think what they did though too is they opened up with doing that, they opened up a bunch of rehabilitation centers and stuff for
Mm.
people to go to. So I mean,
Mm.
like that's what I like. I mean, if you're gonna do that, at least open up more
Yeah.
rehab centers. You know
So-
what I'm saying?
Right.
Help
So
people
Toronto's
out.
like torn apart from it?
yeah, at least from the videos I've seen.
Is that
There's-
since it's been decriminalized or
Yeah,
was
when
it
did this
already
come
a
out?
shit
It's
show?
like new.
I think it was 2021 that they started putting in motion.
So relatively new.
Yeah. But
That's
it's just
wild. I didn't know.
people
Would you say that's
everywhere
not-
just cracked. Could you like
That's long
imagine
term.
you go to the grocery store with your kids and like you have to pass like 10 crackheads on your way in from your car? Like,
Nah, I'm not trying to do that.
See-
Absolutely
see
not.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not the drug. It's the aftermath. What it does
yeah.
to people.
Well, absolutely.
Well, that's
yeah.
kind of where I was going with the legalization too. The fact that like more people would be addicted, which would then lead to
Right,
like, more
and that,
problems.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's another whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I think it should be bound to the
We gotta
streets.
be able
And
to
if you
find-
get it on the streets, if you want it on the streets, that's great. But you have to understand the risks that come with it,
Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah.
that's going to keep it more at a minimum, at bay.
I feel like the drugs are already like regulated, like as it is. Like the United States knows what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
They're not regulated.
what I'm saying?
Street drugs?
They're regulated.
Fentanyl's getting mixed into them and shit. It's not regulated.
It's the government, man.
Nah, I don't think so.
Like, do we want to get
Could
into
be.
it?
Is
Saying.
there a conspiracy on that?
I'm about to
We're
make
making
one.
one.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. Well, you talking about you don't trust the government and all that.
I don't, but
Mr. Conspiracy
You know what I'm
Theory.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know.
They know.
Seems like a lot. I
They
mean,
know.
they definitely know.
They know.
Like they definitely know that that's happening. I don't know if they are putting it there.
I don't know.
What do you think about the?
At least not fentanyl.
I think it's in California that they spend like $10,000 of like taxpayer money on clean needles for the addicts, like the heroin
Awesome.
addicts.
Yeah,
That's
stupid.
fucking
I think
great.
that's fabulous.
I think it's stupid
no,
as fuck.
Yeah. I have no comment on that.
I mean, it's just a waste.
Well, I
of-
do. That's fucking dumb.
You said only
Yeah.
10. I mean, 10K is cheap, but
I mean, but think
shit
about
adds
all
up.
of the people
Government
that.
speaking.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Shit is a
we're
draw.
already in debt. I mean, why are we?
10K ain't dick though, bro.
No,
We just
well, not to
we
the
just
government.
sent,
Per person,
like
per
didn't we
person.
just send like $1
Not to the
trillion
government.
to fucking Israel for the war? A trillion, like we're talking. That's the kind of
A
money.
T?
Yeah,
We're talking T's now.
yeah, at least billions.
Good
But
lord.
we sent a shit ton of shit to Israel, and so like a 10,000 isn't gonna affect our economy. Worth
No,
a
I
dick.
agree.
Yeah.
That's when it
Just a
becomes
side
the
note.
principle.
Just a
but-
side note.
Yeah, the principle. I agree with
What's
that.
your
I don't
side
like
note?
the principle.
Just a side note, because I thought this was interesting. You know, the U.S. is on pace to make like $100 billion in sports gambling.
What?
I swear, I was like, that.
Wait, the U.S. So like who?
Yeah,
Like, the government gets that money?
No, like throughout the industry itself,
Yeah.
like all of them combined are
oh.
bringing in $100 billion. It's $100 billion industry now.
It's a B. That's what they fucking beat.
That's
That's why
insane.
they've all invested in it. ESPN even has a sporting.
I mean, bro,
Sports
once again,
betting
this
app now.
goes back to the fucking media machine, bro. Like,
wow, yeah.
they're feeding.
Oh yeah, of course.
they're
They-
feeding bad shit to people.
They follow trends just like we do.
Yeah.
They latch on to what's hot, shove it down our throats, and then.
Well, the thing
wait
is,
for the
they
next fucking
made
thing.
gambling hot. It wasn't hot like that until a couple
It was-
years ago,
well, it
or
was
at least
picked-
sports betting was.
That's what I'm saying. It's been picking up, and now they're investing.
But it
in
got
because they've
picked
seen-
up because of the media. The media
No,
wanted this to
yeah,
happen.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
They
I agree
made
with
it
that.
hot. Well, not the media itself, but the gambling companies who have a shit ton of money
Mhm.
paid a bunch of people in the media to promote the fuck out of their shit, and now it's
No,
good.
I feel like they did that with influencers. If you count
That's
them as
media.
Okay.
Yeah, social media.
When I think of media, I initially think of like
Yeah,
news.
yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But
But I think it's more so influence.
it's influencers, and
almost like
it's on TV too,
My
like
dumbass.
commercial breaks and shit for fights and stuff. Like fights are sponsored by these gambling
Oh,
events.
no, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
just social media. It's all
No,
media.
yeah. Everything. Well, that's
But-
what I'm saying. They see how much money they can bring in from it. That's why
And
it's fucking nuts.
And it's bad, bro. Once
yeah,
it-
we're going through a gambling
I would say
epidemic.
yeah, we really are. I
Mhm.
would say it's like just as bad as like promoting cigarettes on TV, and that's
Mhm.
illegal. You're literally not allowed to have cigarette smoking ads.
You know what I love? This is the thing that kills me. Is that after every game now, at the bottom it says gambling problem, call blah blah blah. I'm like, that is
In
fucking
the smallest print.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And but it's funny because the emblem is just huge, but then it's like in tiny letters. If you have a problem,
It says that on all the ATMs at the
Mhm.
casinos.
bro, that shit's so.
you know
funny.
somebody there.
But yeah, I just I don't understand why we keep letting the media do this to us. I just watched a video the other day about how like media and everything is like tearing our society apart, and it's a big
Absolutely.
it's a big reason of like why men aren't as masculine anymore, and it's raising our estrogen, and testosterone has dropped 20%
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
What happened?
since the 80s.
Testosterone.
That's not a long time.
What'd you say? Testosterone.
Testosterone in men has dropped 20% since the fucking 80s. That's
Yeah.
insane.
when they had mustaches,
Dude,
bro. They still ride
dude,
horses and shit. That's what I'm
Dude,
saying.
just to make it simple, that would be like having a test level of 1,000, which is not natural. You'd have to take steroids. But just to make it simple, that'd be like having a test level of 1,000 and now you only have 800.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't.
You know, I have been feeling
Huge
kind of girly
difference.
lately.
Well, you know what gynecomastia is?
No, but I have a funny feeling I know what it is.
Okay.
But lay it on me. Or
Gynecomastia
us.
is when
Them.
men develop like somewhat female breast tissue. So it almost looks like they have actual tits. And I'm not talking about moobs, like man boobs where they're just fat tits.
No,
I'm talking about like that little perkiness that chick tits have. I'm serious. I'm serious. This is serious.
No, I know. You're blowing my mind. Continue.
But well, she's laughing.
I'm
So I thought you were gonna be laughing.
Like,
with it.
there's
I'm
a
laughing
name
on
for
the inside.
this?
Well, that too.
But like that, like they come out, like they don't just dangle like fucking.
I mean, are they
man
nice?
tits. No, they look disgusting.
Sorry.
Because it's
Had to
not.
know. I had to know.
It's like you have a normal man chest, and then you get to like right at the nipple, and then they're sticking out.
Then you get the Margot Robbies.
Shit, you're not. That's literally what the shit looks like. Like it's fucking weird.
Man.
But that is that. You know how many men have that in America? You know how many men have gynecomastia in America?
Where'd you see
to
this?
some degree. I mean,
This is
shout out the YouTube channel. I think his YouTube tag is called Moon. He's actually pretty fucking popping. He's pretty popular.
Moon. It's dope.
Yeah. Let me.
But anyways, yeah, no. Well, I mean, yeah, we can figure it out after the pod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should, but I'm already on it.
Yeah, touche. That's true. That's
I
true.
can't find it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Moon Reel at Moon Reel. The video was must have been a long time ago. I must have watched one of his old ones because it's not in his recents. Oh wait,
But
No,
No.
are we 100% sure?
no, this is definitely him. I'm just not sure if this is the video. It says how Americans got so dumb. I don't think that's the same video though.
No, I don't see the correlation.
Well, no, he does go into social media and shit on that too.
Mm.
Because I watched both of them.
But dudes with boobs.
Yeah, dudes with boobs. Guess how many in America?
How many?
50% of men have some level of gynecomastia.
What?
Some level. That doesn't mean like you got, like some people got it way worse.
So that means 1 out of 2 dudes has it, and there's 3 of you here.
Yeah. I think I used to have gyno, no cap. Back in when I was like going through puberty. I think I had gyno a little bit. When I was fat.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think that's because a lot of,
Well, no, it wasn't. But like the thing is, when you're going through puberty, your testosterone goes up, which in turn causes your estrogen to go up as well. So it can cause that. And also, I was fat, which lowers your testosterone. So my estrogen's going up. I'm fat, so my T's going down, and that gave me some gyno. Luckily, I grew out of it because I got in shape. My test went up. My test went up because I got in better shape. So now I don't think I really have it anymore. But some like when I have my shirt off, you guys don't see fucking tits, right?
I think you have.
I got pink nipples. But that's just a nipple.
You have a nice chest, bro. But
Yeah, I got a good.
it's
Yeah,
not- yeah,
I got a good chest.
yeah. You know what I'm saying.
But yeah, so I don't have it
You are
anymore.
Candace.
I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it anymore. But I've even had it at some point in my life. But yeah, apparently 50% of men have
Have it?
gyno to some extent.
That's crazy.
Some people you
Nick,
can't
I
really
hate to
even
break it
notice
to you, Bubba.
Well, some people you can't even notice it really. Like it's
Really?
yeah, because it's barely there, so it almost just looks like they're a little fat.
They got mosquito bites.
You know, like basically, y'all making too many jokes today. I'm trying to talk about real shit.
Bro, you're talking about men with boobs.
Well,
Yeah, but this is a real problem in society. Like, there's a reason that 50%, that is not a small number. That's a lot of fucking
50%.
guys with
There's
low T
no
and high
way.
estrogen.
There's no way.
I'm
I
telling
think
you.
those guys just work out, and some of them are just fat and have bitch tits.
No, dude. Do you want me to show you a gyno nipple?
I don't not believe you. I'm just 50% is kind of a high fucking number.
Do you know how many people are obese in America?
Like what I'm saying, fat goes into it.
Yeah, because when you get fat, guess what happens?
No, I know you said
Your T goes down, your E goes up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, it goes into
So
you
that
being
causes,
fat.
but that causes you to have fucking.
So in turn, some people that when they do work out too, they do develop boobs or tits.
guys can work out and still have
Everyone.
gyno. Yeah.
I just found a gray hair. Look at that. Wait. See it?
All right, you see this guy's fucking titty right here?
That's I don't.
You see that?
That's female right there.
Yeah, it looks like a
That's
bitch tit.
That's a
Are you on Pornhub, Vince?
No, that's a dude.
That's-
Look, that's a dude. See, his other nipple's all right. He's only got it in one tit.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm not going to show this on screen because it's kind of gross. But
might turn some of y'all on.
But yeah, so it's a real problem.
Wow.
Men are losing
50%.
50%. To some
God
extent.
damn.
That doesn't mean that because
You're getting old. Do they have,
I'm gonna fucking lose it with both of you
do they
tonight.
have, do they have just for women?
I use the Just for Men on my eyebrows.
Oh.
Anyways.
All right. No, I'm done. You guys aren't interested.
Sorry.
You
No,
guys aren't.
no.
You're talking about
It's-
dudes with
I'm sorry.
boobs.
Well, it's
I'm
not
very-
just about
I'm
dudes with
very
boobs. That
interested.
was just one of my.
You can't tell me there's not some sort of comedic value to that.
To some extent, but like a
Okay.
little too much.
I'm listening.
Like what could have
I'm
been a
paying
5-minute conversation is
I know.
now 10.
I know.
But so I was just using that to link
Mm.
that estrogen level in men is super high and test is down. And it's not just because of the media. So the media is causing it because it's making us lazy. It's making us dormant. So we're not moving as much. We're not doing as much. So our test levels are dropping.
Right.
And our estrogen levels are outweighing our test. So that's part of how the media does it. But then also like the foods we eat, not just getting fat, but the processed shit, the chemicals, the shit that
yeah.
they're spraying in the fucking fields, the
Mhm.
chemicals that literally one of the chemicals, I don't remember the name of the chemical. I'm not the fucking science guy over here, Bill Nye the science guy. But one of the chemicals literally has been proven in studies done in experiments done on like rats or some shit to cause female effects, like to change a male rat to have feminine features of a female rat. So they literally know that this shit can basically turn you into like a girl to some extent. And they're putting it in our food.
So are they trying to turn women into men?
No, it's all men and women.
Mm.
They don't, I mean, I'm sure there's probably some chemical out there that fucks with their estrogen or something.
What's that?
Take
What's
over.
that?
No,
What's
I'm
that
just
Beyonce
kidding.
song?
I'm just
I think it's
kidding.
Beyonce, right? We run the world.
Oh, girls.
We run the world.
I don't know how it goes.
I think that's what we're heading towards. I hate to say it.
I think they use that, if it's the same chemical, they use that to eradicate some kind of like mosquitoes out of a certain area of the world. They like fed it or sprayed it all over like the town or whatever. And then so
It's a pesticide.
the male mosquito, but it didn't kill them. It would so the male mosquitoes weren't able to reproduce, and so their life cycle ended up being really short. Like the whole population of this mosquito was able to be eradicated through that chemical that they just sprayed. And so it was in the food that the mosquitoes ate. It was like in the air. So the males no longer had reproductive capabilities.
That's another thing. Men are getting less fertile. Men are like, that's another thing
So
with
are women.
the study. Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
probably due to processed foods too.
Yeah.
So like, we're literally like, we sit back and just let all, and it basically, it's definitely the government because they're lobbying for it and shit. But I think it's more so giant corporations causing it. But the giant corporations are paying off the politicians to not put in policies that will stop what they're doing. So it's really corporate America's fault, but the government is allowing it to happen because they're getting paid off by corporate America.
Yeah, it all comes back to money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just insane.
I know.
And it's just insane that we keep letting them do it. Like we're not doing anything about it. This is the most we can do about it is talk about it. What else are we gonna do?
Let's all go on strike.
Like what? Just stop eating? Because even natural
I'm about to
shit.
start eating that grass.
But you wouldn't want to. The chemicals in that shit, bro. It's like it's everywhere now.
Give me the table.
But like even like the shit that says it's like all organic is bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Like that's been proven bullshit that 90% of those companies are fucking screwing you too.
We should definitely.
Well, because they're owned by the
Talk
bigger.
about
So there's not
corporate-
even a way. There's not even a way to strike. There's not a way to like fight against it. We
grow your
can't.
own food.
Even then, though,
I'm gonna use my own
dude,
fertilizer.
This guy was
No,
breaking.
but that's what I'm saying. It's all. Yeah, we're all fucked.
This guy was breaking it down. It gets into our water supply. So when that plane, right, for example, the plane that has the pesticide that has the female causing effects or whatever. So that plane flies over with this pesticide shit. It soaks into the food that then we eat that fucks us, but it also soaks into the ground and it distributes into the ground, right? And then it goes into the groundwater, which then is used for our water supply. So now these pesticides are in our water.
I feel like I should have been taking notes.
So it's in our water. It's in our.
that's- yeah.
Basically what I'm
Yeah,
saying is
it's
there's
all
no
cycle.
avoiding it.
No, I know. That's what I was
There's
just saying.
no
Yeah.
avoiding it. We
At all.
literally just we have to have it happen unless the government puts in restrictions on these companies that are doing it, and they're not going to do that because these companies are paying them to not do it.
Absolutely, yeah. It all comes down to money. Unfortunately,
I mean, it's just fucking insane.
That is great.
It's insane. I can't imagine being such a piece of shit.
I'm still eating keto bread. It's got to be healthy for you, right?
I'm sure there's some
Carbs
way
are
that
the
it's
devil.
not. Yeah, that's another thing. Carbs are actually good for you, but that's another lie. That
It's another good.
I don't even know why that's a lie.
That's for another day.
I was gonna say
for sure. I'm not
that's definitely for the next spot.
We've gotten
We're done?
pretty deep into this one. I think that's a great place to leave it off.
All right, so don't get bitch tits and start, I don't know, I guess work out. That'll at least raise your T a little bit. Work out. Try to stay at a good, healthy body weight and don't be a lazy fuck. You can't get away from the shit they're putting in our food, but you can do things that'll raise your test to hopefully offset them trying to lower it a little bit.
But do your own research.
Do your own research.
shit's out there.
Stay hard. Stay manly.
Oh, that's
Make
what
sure
I'm
you like, comment, subscribe. Turn the notifications
Stay
on
manly.
every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another podcast in the book. Stay tuned. We're out. Bro. You think Whole Foods is probably? I think Whole Foods is a good alternative.
Dude, they're all fucked.
No, Whole Foods has to be good.
No, they're not.
You don't think so?
Trader Joe's?
No, hell no. Fuck no. That's like McDonald's.
It's in everything, bro.
No, I'm thinking Whole Foods is probably the key to life.
It's in everything.
Even Chipotle? I don't know. I'm thinking Whole Foods and Chipotle.
No,
They probably have crack in that shit.
it's in
too.
everything. There's
Think
some
so?
that have less, I'm sure, but it's in everything.
Man, we
It's
didn't
gotten into our water.
even talk about how
It's
cold
gotten
it is.
into the rain. I didn't even go into that. It's in the rain now because how the fucking shit works, how the sun like makes it turn into a cloud, it lifts it up into water vapor, it turns it into a cloud, and it rains back down on us.
Yeah,
So the
acid
poisonous water, no, it's not acid rain, it's just regular fucking rain. So the poisonous water is getting absorbed into the clouds and then we're raining it down. Like it literally is everywhere now.
I feel like Icelandic water is probably like clean as fuck.
It's probably the cleanest, but it even gets
Like,
over
that's
there
what I'm
because
saying. If
think
you go to
about it.
Alaska-
Think about it. If it gets into the clouds move. So they'll move up north and then it rains there and then it gets picked up and then it moves up north some more. And then it rains there
That makes
and
sense.
gets
why-
picked back up. So it's spreading across the entire world.
That's why everyone's coming down to fucking Florida because it's all just going fucking north.
Or it goes up. Clouds move everywhere.
Do that.
Bro.